irreverent, oh, and really, really gay. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Offlimits Show. Thanks for listening. I am coming to you live from Dallas, Texas, Saturday, the 28th or 29th, actually, I think, of November 2014 at 12:45 or so a.m. So welcome. Thanks for listening to the show. If you're listening live, I appreciate it. If you're listening in the archives, of course, I appreciate you as well. Doing the Offlimits Show today. I do the Offlimits Show. And of course, I do other shows like Brain Purge and Gay Mass and other shows. But I wanted to talk about some serious things tonight, as well as some frivolous things as well, that I like to discuss. But primarily, I'd like to talk about the fact that I was talking about Ferguson tonight, and what's been going on with that whole horrible issue that we have with them. Sorry, hold on. And talk about race and talk about how it's affected family and friends and what their opinions are of it and what my opinions are about it, and just talk about it in general and why it's important to discuss it. A lot of people think it's frivolous or unimportant, and it's not. Whether you're black, white, Hispanic, Asian, whatever, it's important because it affects all of us. What happened in Ferguson and what continues to happen in several places throughout the country, in several instances like this type of incident. Unfortunately, it's far too common and far too it's swept under the rug a lot of the times, and sometimes just completely ignored. And so, of course, we want to discuss that and talk about how we can hopefully change the conversation about race and about what's happening with police departments around the country, and how there is no such thing as equality or equal treatment under the law for some people in this country, and around the world in general. But we're talking about America, so anyway, it's certainly something that needs to be discussed, and I think we should talk about that tonight. Beyond that, I wanted to talk also about Madonna. I'll tell you why momentarily. Most of you probably know if you're gay like I am, but I definitely want to talk about that because I'm a huge, huge Madonna fan, like a lot of gay guys. So we'll talk about that, as well as the monster lady, I call her. Some of you may have seen this internet thing about this monster lady, this evangelical Christian chick, going off about monster drinks, and it's just so fucking hilarious. And so I've got to play it for you. And we also want to talk about Thanksgiving and some other things. So that's what we're talking about tonight on the show. I hope that you will enjoy. But first, let's talk about quickly. Let's talk first about Madonna, just so I can get that off my chest, because I have to talk about that quickly. First of all, I love her. I adore her. She's fantastic. I've been a huge fan of her since I was like 12 years old. Well, since about the Like a Prayer days. I think it was 12. Yeah, I think it was 12 when Like a Prayer came out. And I've been a huge fan of hers, since then, before that too. But I really became a huge fan as I got older and, really began to find myself, I'm gay and everything else. And she just kind of was my icon. And as we gay guys have one. And I certainly was, have always loved her. And I find her to be... loved her from a purely, I like her. I don't know how to explain this. I love her work as an artist. I think she's an incredible artist, highly underrated because she uses sex a lot of times to be provocative and to get attention and things like that. And sometimes people don't take her seriously because of that, or haven't, especially in the beginning of her career. When she did Like a Virgin. And, that whole thing, but, that doesn't undermine her artistic genius, and someone who has been through art school, has a bachelor's degree in art and fine art, actually, as well as master's degree in architecture. But, as someone who understands and knows, about art and really loves it and understands it from an artistic standpoint. She is truly an artist. Okay. She's an incredible singer-songwriter, incredible performer, and she's a great singer. And not great in the way of, she has the best voice, but she's great in the fact that she can really sing, even though people don't give her credit for it. She can sing. She's not, a freaking Whitney Houston or Mariah Carey, but I love the tone of her voice, and I love how she sounds when she sings, and she has that kind of a huskiness to it. And I don't know, her voice has always soothed me for some reason. I just love her. But whatever the reason, I want to talk about the fact that today, or last night rather, while most of us were in a comatose state from Thanksgiving dinner, there was a leak online of her new album. Not her new album, one of the songs from her new forthcoming album, called Rebel Heart. And not much has really been known about it because she hasn't been promoting it or anything yet, because I think it's coming out till probably the spring or something. I mean, it'd be great if it came out sooner than that, but usually she releases her music in the spring or the fall, or summer, I mean. So the thing is, they released this one snippet of the song, and I about just had a fucking conniption because I loved it so fucking much. It was only 30 seconds, okay? But you could get the gist of the song, and you could get the fact that it was really good. And she worked with Avicii, who's a famous DJ and producer. He's very, very popular. He's done a lot of really famous songs. And he worked on this album with her as well as some other people she worked with as well, Diplo. So it's really incredible to me that she has really once again been able to surprise me as a fan, because I know her so well and her music so well. Her last album, MDNA, I hated. I did not think it was good at all. It's the one album, I have literally every single Madonna album ever made. Okay. I have every single one from the very beginning, even before everybody. I mean, I have songs that no one's ever heard of probably, but I have everything. I love everything she's ever done except that album. That last album really sucked. And the reason it sucked, as I've said before, is it was obvious. She was highly, highly distracted with making that movie W.E. that she made and produced, directed, whatever. And also with Malawi and all the stuff going on over there, or starting the schools and all this other crap. She wasn't focused on it. And you could tell she kind of just threw this album out. Just kind of cranked it out. Oh, let me go in the studio real quick and make an album and get it over with so I can fulfill my duties. But really, no. I mean, it really fucking sucked, in my opinion. That's the one album I never listen to. Whenever I comes on my playlist or something, I'm going through my Madonna list, and I skip over it. There's not any song on there that I just love to listen to over and over. There's a couple songs that are okay. I like Beautiful Killer. I like Masterpiece. And a couple of others, maybe, but I can tolerate them, but they're not songs that you just want to play over and over and just listen and sing to, like most of the music I hear from her. So anyway, this song, Rebel Heart, that I heard the snip from, I actually heard two songs. One was Rebel Heart, and Rebel Heart, the snippet, if you hear it on the internet, by the way, if you want to hear it, I'm not going to play it on the air, but you can go to, since it's not done, but you can go to my website, offlimitshow.com, and click on blog, and you'll see the picture of her on an album cover mock-up, and you'll push play, and you'll hear the 30-second snippet of the song if you want to hear it for yourself. But you can kind of tell it's really going to be great, dancey, and but not like a just dance album so much. It's just like a really well-produced song. So I'm really excited about it. I can't wait. I just had to talk about that because it's fucking awesome and I love Madonna. but you know that already if you know me. So anyway, that's that. Anyway, so let's talk about Ferguson. Ferguson, what happened, if you don't know, by the way, I'm sure you probably do. But what happened is a cop in Ferguson, I think it's in Missouri or something. I can't remember if it's Missouri or Minnesota or something like that. But it's somewhere in the middle. They actually, this cop shot this black kid who was actually unarmed. And I don't know if the kid was actually innocent. I mean, I think he was running from them or something. I don't remember all the details about that part of it. I should know if I'm talking about it, trying to talk about it intelligently, but I don't remember. I've tried to not, I try not to talk about it too much because it pisses me off, the whole story. But I do know that he was unarmed, and apparently they say that he reached for the officer's gun. Now, we don't know this because I think it was in a car or something that's happened behind a car, but the officer said he reached for his gun. And so he shot. And then he did not get the gun, but he ran off. And as he was running away, 30 feet away from the cop shoots him, and it shoots at him 12 times and hits him 6. So the fact that, first of all, it's so ridiculous that this man would, in order to try to apprehend this guy, would shoot him 6 times and shoot at him an additional 6 times and miss, I guess. It's just to disable him. It's unnecessary force to do that. The guy, as a cop, may have been frightened. It's possible he was scared for his life or whatever. That could be true. But someone who shoots at someone 12 times is not trying to simply disable the person and get to safety. They're trying to kill them. It's not necessary to shoot someone that many times or at someone that many times in order to make them stop. If you've hit them 6 of those 12 times already, especially, and 6 times is excessive, that alone is excessive, in my opinion. He could have shot him 1 time in the leg, in the arm, whatever, to disable him, to get him to drop to the ground, get to him, even if he has backup or not, and cuff him and take him away. That's what should have happened if anything was going to happen in any kind of altercation, not shoot him 6 times and kill him and then say it was self-defense. I find it to be the most ludicrous story I've ever heard, and I'm not the only one. A lot of people agree with me on this. Say people, I mean even the grand jury. The United States of America is going to try this guy because the grand jury there did not do their job. But I wanted to read to you real quickly a very short piece about this because there's been a lot of misunderstandings about it and a lot of people thinking that it's one thing when really it's another. So I wanted to read to you what that said. But before I do that, I want to tell you what a couple people had said to me about it. One of them being a cousin by marriage. So is a cousin cousin by marriage. So my husband's got a couple nieces. He's got several, but I mean, there's 2 of them that are sisters, and they are essentially his uncle's daughters. They're adopted, but they're his daughters, and they are sisters. So one of them, her name's Sarah. She actually said to me on my Facebook page, she says to me, or not to me, excuse me, she says on her Facebook page, I was friends on her Facebook page, she says, basically something about the fact is the people who are rioting are idiots and you don't want people talking about you for being black and stupid, then stop being black and stupid. Something like that, something into that nature. It may not have been those exact words, but something like that. And I simply said to her, I said, well, when you're an oppressed minority, then you'll have the room to talk, but one shouldn't really say something, speak about something they don't understand. And one should keep their mouth shut if they're not oppressed themselves, because you don't understand what it's like to be oppressed and that they're angry. And I even said to her, I said, yes, it's stupid that they're rioting and burning their own neighborhoods and doing things that don't help the cause at all. It's stupid that they're doing that, yes, but it is justifiable. It is understandable. Why? When one has been oppressed their entire life by the society in which they live, a society of which they're supposed to be equal in, when they're treated without respect and unequally, of course, years and years and years of that begins to build up in anger. And when something like this happens, where a black person is shot and killed unnecessarily by a white cop, and the white cop is not even indicted for it, that is the straw that broke the camel's back. That's it. And it's completely understandable why they feel that way, and the need. There's no other outlet they have. They've tried the justice system. That doesn't work. They've tried going to the media. That doesn't work. They've tried yelling and screaming